Hello, today is Tuesday, November 5th. It's election day, so definitely feeling anxious about that. But, anyways, I just wanted to share an update. Last Friday, my mom and I made the decision that it was time to let Marshy go. She had been sick for a while, and her health had, declined pretty rapidly, and based on her quality of life, we decided that it was time. It was definitely a really hard decision, but I think it was the right thing to do. In August, I noticed that she had this rash on her stomach, and I thought it was kind of like just some skin thing that would go away, but it kept getting worse, and we took her to the vet and they noticed that she had swollen lymph nodes, and they took a biopsy, and then from there we found out that she had lymphoma, which is a type of cancer of the white blood cells. So yeah, it was pretty serious, and finding out that news was definitely really difficult to hear, but with her age, I had been kind of mentally preparing for something to happen ever since she was like about 13 years old. So yeah, we took her to the oncologist and they offered for us to do chemo, but she was 14 and a half years old now, so we really didn't want to put her through that, and we didn't want to prolong the suffering for her or for us. So we decided not to do chemo, and the doctor just gave us some steroid medication to give to her to help her with her appetite, give her a little bit more energy, just overall help her feel a little bit better. But without chemo, they said that she only had about a month to live. So from there, we did everything we could to just make sure that she was happy and take her on walks, give her like her favorite foods, just do everything we could to enjoy the last moments with her. So yeah, that's what we've been doing, and her energy had definitely been low, but for overall she was still okay. She was still walking, like we were still walking her an hour a day. She was still eating a little bit, and she was very clingy, and she was definitely not acting the same as before, but she was still, I think, enjoying some parts of her life. But about 2 weeks ago, she started getting really slow on walks, and I could tell like she was just in a lot of pain. But at the beginning of last week, I noticed her breathing was getting really heavy, and she didn't really want to go on walks anymore, which was, a pretty big indication to us that her body was shutting down, and there were just like some other signs that we could tell that her body was just not able to keep up with her as much anymore. But yeah, we still didn't really feel ready to let her go, so we kind of like were putting it off, kind of trying to decide what to do. But we were still taking her out on walks in the stroller just so she could get some fresh air. And then on Thursday, I decided to make the decision to call a pet hospice and make an appointment for the following day to put her down. And then, yeah, on Friday, we had a vet come to our house. We decided that would be, more peaceful for her, and we didn't want her to be scared. We didn't want to take her to the vet because every time she went to the vet, she was shaking, and I just wanted things to be as peaceful for her as possible. So we had a vet come to our house, and they like asked us questions about her, got to know her a little bit, and we got to have time to say goodbye. And I held her paw, and I talked to her. I told her how much we loved her, how much we were gonna miss her, but it was okay, and we were gonna be okay. I told her how lucky we were to have her, have such a good dog, and I'm so thankful that we got to grow up together. And yeah, I just held her as long as I could, and I told her that she had been the best dog and that she could let go and that we would miss her. Yeah, so then the vet performed the euthanasia, and they gave us a little paw print engraving and a little bit of her fur, and they took her away. And yeah, that was a very, very sad day. Yeah, even though we knew that she was sick and that she was at the end of her life, it was still really, really hard to lose her. I don't think I could have really imagined the grief or the pain that it would be. I've had her since I was literally 9 years old. I met her when she was just a couple months old, or I think only 1 month old. I saw her for the first time. I saw her for the first time when my dad was still in the hospital. I had wanted a dog for a couple years, I think. I'd always asked my parents for a dog and they never went for it, but once my dad was in the hospital and I think my mom knew that things were not looking up, she decided that I should have a dog to keep me company. So yeah, we saw her at just a few weeks old and I picked her out myself and I named her Marshy, my dream dog. And by the time we adopted her, it was in August, and that was when my dad had already passed away. So yeah, also they have the same birthday, June 14th, so it kind of felt like my dad was saying, like, even though I can't be here for you, like, you'll have Marshy to keep you company and to grow up with you. So yeah, Marshy was a really, really good dog. She was really easygoing. She loved people. She was very cuddly, very spoiled. She was such an easygoing dog, and I'm just really, really thankful for all the time that I had with her. And I wish there could have been more, but I know that this is just how life goes. And I do have some peace knowing that she's not in any pain anymore and that she's not suffering. It's just hard because whenever I remember her, I remember that she had such a youthful energy, and even at 14 and a half, she was still, but before she got sick, she was still running around, still playing, and it just feels really unfair that her body couldn't keep up with her. But yeah, I'm grateful for the time that we had. I'm grateful that I moved home and transferred schools, came back from SoCal back to the Bay Area so I could spend time with her. And during COVID, we got to spend a lot more quality time with her and walking her every single day. And in the last few years, I think she started to enjoy going on trips with us more. She didn't feel so anxious, and she kind of understood the concept of going on road trips. So we would plan trips so that we could take her out. And every time we would get in the car, she would just sit on my lap, and right when the car started, she would immediately fall asleep. She didn't care where we were going. She was just happy to be with us. And yeah, I'm really glad that over the last few years we got to take her out and just enjoy that time with her. And so yeah, it's been been a few days now that she's been gone, and it's been really hard. Like, I just keep expecting to hear her little paws on the wood floor and like her to pop in her head to my room to check up on me. And it's really hard to come home to an empty house. And yesterday I went out on my first walk without her, and that was also really hard to do. I just miss her so much. And you know, the day after we lost her, I just woke up and I was sobbing. Kept saying, like, I miss my puppy. There's new challenges every day, but I think I know with time that things will get easier and it won't hurt so much. But yeah, I just really miss her, and I feel like our family is a little bit less, I feel like our family is less whole without her. But yeah, I know that the next few months will be hard, and honestly, when I'm like reflecting over this past year, it's really been a really heavy year. Definitely not the worst. I've definitely, you know, been in the trenches with my mental health before, but overall I've felt really stuck this year and had a lot of anxiety, just struggling with my career, worrying about my family's health, dealing with my own health issues, and then now losing Marshy. It's just been hard, and I'm hoping that things will look up soon, and I think I'm kind of ready for that next chapter of life. And yeah, I just wanted to share an update. So thank you for listening if you are. Yeah, I know that things will get better, and yeah, the next few months I have some travel plans and things to look forward to, so I'm just gonna keep busy and keep myself distracted and do what I can to just keep moving every day. So yeah, I'll see you in the next vlog.